Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. Picture this. It's, say, 2025. Maybe you, listening right now, are expecting a baby, or you know someone who is.
It's a pretty common scenario.
Right. Now try to imagine that child, that newborn, growing up in a world, well, fundamentally different from anything we've known. A reality that's almost hard to really wrap your head around.
And that specific scenario is right at the heart of what we're digging into today.
Exactly. Because this deep dive, it's all about a really fascinating prediction, maybe a bit unsettling for some, from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman.
Yeah, he laid out quite a vision.
We've pulled the key insights from an article over at the Economic Times, which itself was based on a pretty revealing interview Altman did with the journalist Cleo Abram. So our mission today is to really unpack what this vision means for kids being born, like right now, for the kind of world they're stepping into, and maybe surprisingly, what it means for those timeless human values we talk about.
Values versus technology. It's a classic tension.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So Altman's prediction, it's incredibly direct, isn't it? He's basically saying children born around 2025 will only ever know a world where AI has permanently moved past human intelligence.
Permanently surpassed it. That's the phrase.
Right. It's not a future event for them. It's just their starting point, their natural reality.
And he really doesn't pull any punches. The article quotes him saying something incredibly blunt. What was it? A kid born today will never be smarter than AI, ever.
Wow. Yeah. Ever. That's quite the statement.
It really is. And it immediately makes you ask, okay, what does he mean by smarter? Is it just raw calculation speed, or is he talking about, I don't know, creativity, emotional depth, things we think of as human?
Well, based on the context, it seems he's primarily focused on that raw cognitive horsepower, the ability to process insane amounts of data, solve incredibly complex problems, innovate at speeds we can't match.
So it fundamentally shifts the benchmark. Human intelligence used to be the ceiling, the gold standard.
And now AI is setting that bar, which, yeah, it raises these huge questions about where our unique human contribution lies if it's not just about pure intellect anymore.
And he connects this to the pace of discovery, right? Saying these kids will grow up seeing science advance incredibly fast.
That's a key part of it. He predicts that by the time these children are even old enough to really understand the world around them, they'll have lived through an era of scientific breakthroughs happening at what he called unprecedented speed, mostly driven by AI, presumably.
Unprecedented speed. What does that even look like? I mean, are we talking cures for major diseases popping up every year? New physics discovered monthly? How does that change everything?
It's hard to even picture, isn't it? Imagine research that takes decades now shrinking down to maybe years or months. Solutions to massive global challenges, climate change, energy, disease, could accelerate in ways we can barely predict.
So learning becomes less about static facts.
And much more about adapting. Constantly adapting to this, rapidly evolving body of knowledge. It's not just technology changing. It's the fundamental rhythm of progress and discovery speeding up.
He also had this kind of mind-bending thought about how these future generations might see us, our time.
Oh, yeah, that quote was something else.
He said, they will just never know any other world. Unthinkable that we used to use computers or phones or any kind of technology that was not way smarter than we were.
Right.
People will look back at the 2020s and think how bad those people had it. It's kind of humbling, right? To think our amazing smartphones might seem quaint because they aren't vastly smarter than us.
It totally flips the script on what we consider advanced. Our entire frame of reference is based on human capability being the peak. For them, AI isn't just a tool, it's the environment. It's the standard.
So it's not necessarily that humans get dumber.
No, not at all. It's that the definition or maybe the scale of intelligence just expands massively. AI broadens the whole spectrum.
Which leads into his next point that this AI shift is actually bigger, more profound than even the internet or smartphones were.
Which is saying something, because those obviously changed everything.
Right. But Altman thinks this is different because it directly changes the benchmark for intelligence itself. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Because he argues these kids won't just be AI users in the way we use apps or software. They'll be born into a world where AI is this invisible, omnipresent collaborator.
Invisible and omnipresent. That's a powerful image.
Think about it. Not just a tool you consciously pick up, but something woven into the fabric of their learning, their playing, their understanding of reality right from the start.
So it's less like using a calculator and more like having a cognitive partner embedded in your environment. shaping how you think, how you learn.
Exactly. Imagine learning to read, maybe not just with a book or a screen, but with an AI that subtly adapts the story based on your engagement, maybe even your frustration levels, offering encouragement.
Or helping you structure an essay in school, not just finding sources, but suggesting arguments, anticipating counterpoints, seamlessly part of the process.
It's a level of integration that's, yeah, almost impossible for us to truly grasp. It's not using AI, it's thinking with AI.
But doesn't that raise flags for people? The concern that kids might become too reliant, that they won't develop core critical thinking skills on their own if AI is always collaborating.
It's definitely a common concern and a valid one to discuss. But Altman, at least in this interview, frames it very differently. He sees it purely as an opportunity.
An opportunity for what exactly?
For capability. He actually says he expects his own children, growing up with this, harnessing advanced AI from day one, will be vastly more capable than we are.
So he's optimistic. He sees it as augmentation, not replacement. Like AI helps humans reach new creative or intellectual heights.
That seems to be his perspective, yes.
Oh.
Leveraging AI to unlock potential we didn't even know we had, rather than letting our own skills atrophy.
Okay, so a world transformed by intelligence beyond human scale.
Right. So you'd think, okay, parenting must need a complete overhaul, right? New rules, new focus.
That would be the logical assumption.
But this is where Altman's advice takes a really surprising turn. He believes the fundamental principles of raising kids should remain, well, timeless.
Despite this massive technological earthquake, the parenting advice is traditional.
Pretty much. He told Cleo Abrams something like, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, it's probably nothing different than how we've parented for tens of thousands of years.
Tens of thousands of years.
Wow. His core advice was, love them, show them the world, support what they're passionate about, teach them to be good people. The fundamentals.
It's actually quite profound in this context.
Yeah.
It suggests that while the intellectual landscape might be completely reshaped by AI,
the human stuff remains the anchor.
Exactly. It reframes the challenge. It's not about raising kids to beat AI intellectually, because they can't. It's about raising kids who can thrive alongside it by leaning into what makes us uniquely human. Empathy, ethics, creativity, connection.
The things AI presumably can't replicate in the same way.
Precisely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, there's a real wisdom there, isn't there? Grounding development in these deep, enduring human values seems like the most sensible way to navigate such a massive technological shift.
It suggests our core humanity is the constant, even when the definition of smart changes completely.
It's about ensuring they have the emotional intelligence, the moral compass, the resilience to use these incredibly powerful tools wisely and find purpose in a world where they aren't the smartest beings.
So, quite a journey we've taken there. We've looked at Sam Altman's vision, this AI native generation, kids born into a world where AI is just inherently smarter, an invisible collaborator.
A really paradigm-shifting idea.
And then we landed on his surprisingly timeless advice for raising those kids, focusing on love, ethics, passion, basically core human goodness.
The unchanging amidst the change.
Right. So what does this all mean?
That's the big question.
Well, Altman's perspective, it really underscores how fast our benchmarks, our reference points just dissolve. Think about it. Kids today genuinely can't imagine a world without the internet, right? It's just normal.
Completely alien to think otherwise for them.
So maybe tomorrow's kids won't be able to fathom a time when machines weren't obviously our intellectual superiors. That idea just won't compute for them. Which brings us to a final thought for you, our listener, to mull over.
Go on.
What does this all mean for how we define human contribution, human purpose, when AI is the one setting the intellectual pace? Where do we fit in?